Welcome, everyone, to True Stoic. We're all about going deep on ideas here.
Absolutely. And listeners have been asking for a new kind of show.
So this is it, our first ever deep dive.
That's right. We're taking your suggestions, picking a fascinating topic.
And diving in head first, using a bunch of sources you guys have found.
Kind of like a curated crash course, cutting through the noise.
Love that. So for this first deep dive, what are we tackling?
The Sigma female, and judging by our comments, there's a lot of curiosity.
Yeah, I gotta admit, even I'm a little fuzzy on what exactly that means.
Right. It's all over YouTube, but not exactly a textbook term, is it?
Exactly. So we've got 3 videos to work with today, all about this archetype.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.
Okay, so Sigma Female Archetype 101. What's the core idea here?
Well, right off the bat, all the videos contrast it with those familiar types.
You mean like alpha female, beta female, that whole thing?
Exactly. But the Sigma seems to be about transcending those categories.
Oh, interesting. So less about fitting a mold, more
Yep.
about...
It's about finding strength in solitude, valuing depth over trends, being authentic.
Already I'm hearing echoes of Stoicism in there,
Oh, absolutely. Several videos actually make that connection directly.
Makes sense to me. That focus on inner strength, self-reliance.
Yeah. Inner peace, using logic to face challenges. Very Stoic themes.
Okay, but before we get too carried away, what does the Sigma actually look like?
Right, good point. These videos list out like 14 characteristics. It's a lot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we probably can't hit every single one in detail.
Definitely not, but some stand out as more central than others, for sure.
Okay, so what really jumped out at you? Where should we start?
One that struck me was how Sigmas find joy and fulfillment. It's different.
Different how? Most people just want to be happy, right?
Sure, but it's where they seek that happiness, Sigmas aren't chasing trends.
Ah, okay, so not about external validation or what's popular at the moment.
Right. They get more satisfaction from mastering a skill, achieving a long-term goal.
Yeah, that almost sounds like the Stoic approach to happiness.
Totally. Not depending on external stuff, but finding meaning in your actions.
Okay, that's fascinating. And I bet that ties into another trait, right?
You're thinking about financial independence, aren't you?
Bingo. Seems like a theme in a lot of these self-improvement circles.
Absolutely crucial for the Sigma. Money is a tool for freedom, not a status symbol.
So less about keeping up with the Joneses, more about securing your future.
Exactly. They'd rather invest in financial literacy than a flashy car.
Smart. Okay, so we've got inner strength, we've got financial savvy. What else?
Their communication style is really interesting. They hate superficial chit-chat.
Oh, I know the type. Always trying to steer the conversation deeper.
Yep. Sigmas crave those deep, meaningful exchanges where you really connect.
Can I be honest? Sometimes I do enjoy some good gossip, but I'd see their point.
Oh, for sure. There's a place for everything, but for Sigmas.
It's all about substance over style, right? Getting to the heart of things.
Exactly. And that applies to their relationships too, big time.
Makes sense to me. All that independence, they can't stand clingy partners, right?
It's more nuanced than that. It's about genuine connection, shared values.
Okay, so not just avoiding drama, but actually seeking out the right people.
Precisely. Think of it like they'd value a handmade gift over an expensive one.
Oh, that's sweet. Shows you're really putting thought into it, not just flashing cash.
Exactly. It's about aligning your actions with your values. That's core to the Sigma.
So they're not just independent, but really intentional about how they live their lives.
100%. And speaking of intention, their problem-solving style is fascinating too.
Oh, yeah. What makes it so unique? Do they, meditate on problems or something?
It's a blend of logic, A&D creativity, which I find really cool.
Ooh. So not just cold, hard analysis, but thinking outside the box, too.
Exactly. They see obstacles as opportunities for growth, like that Stoic saying.
The obstacle I-S the way, right? Love that quote.
Me too. It's like Sigmas embody that. They don't shy away from challenges.
All right, I'm really starting to get a feel for this Sigma archetype now.
Yeah. Me too. But hold on, we've only just scratched the surface here.
You're right, we haven't even touched on their leadership style.
Or their views on gender, or that whole self-reliance thing everyone keeps mentioning.
So much to uncover. Guess we better get back to it.
Let's take a moment to gather our thoughts and dive even deeper.
Sounds good to me. We'll be right back with more on the Sigma female.
Welcome back. We're in the thick of it now, exploring the Sigma female.
Yeah, so many fascinating traits to unpack. Where were we?
Right before the break, we were talking about problem solving.
Ah, yes. That blend of logic and creativity. Very cool.
So let's move on to their fashion sense.
Oh, yeah. The videos definitely touched on that, didn't they?
They did, and it's kind of surprising, actually.
How so? What makes their style so different?
Well, it's not about impressing others, that's for sure.
Interesting. So not about following trends or showing off.
Nope. Their clothing choices are practical, comfortable, authentic.
I'm picturing, like, a well-tailored outfit that'll last for years.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Quality over quantity, personal expression over fleeting fads.
Makes you wonder if that applies to other areas of their lives, too.
Well, speaking of challenging norms, the videos talk about gender equality a lot.
Okay, yeah, that's something I was really curious about.
It's central to the Sigma female archetype, for sure.
So how do they approach gender roles and expectations?
They reject them, basically. They champion fairness based on merit, not gender.
So none of that boys will be boys, or that's just how women are stuff.
None whatsoever. Imagine them advocating for someone based purely on skills.
I like that. Judging people by their character, not their chromosomes.
Exactly. It's about breaking free from those limiting societal pressures.
Very stoic, actually.
Yeah.
That focus on fairness and justice for all.
100%. And speaking of breaking free, let's talk self-reliance.
Ah, yes. That keeps coming up. Definitely a core trait.
It's huge GE for the Sigma female, but it goes beyond just money.
Right. We talked about financial independence, but there's got to be more.
It's about emotional and intellectual independence, too, a deep sense of self-worth.
So not needing external validation, drawing strength from within.
Precisely. They might seek growth from feedback, but never let negativity define them.
That resilience is so important, you know?
Yeah.
Not letting others dictate your worth.
Absolutely. And that ties into another key trait, purposeful living.
Ooh, okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more about that.
Sigmas don't just drift through life, they make deliberate choices.
Ah, so their lives aren't just happening to them, they're actively shaping them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Setting goals, having a vision, and working towards it.
Like they're the captains of their own ships, steering towards what they want.
Great analogy. And part of that journey is constant self-development.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Always striving to learn and grow.
Exactly. Whether it's solo travel, new hobbies, or diving into philosophy.
It's like they're never satisfied with staying stagnant, always pushing further.
Right. And that ties back to Stoicism too, you know?
How so? I'm drawing a blank.
That idea of living in accordance with nature, constantly seeking wisdom.
Ah, yeah. It's not just about existing, it's about actively improving yourself.
The Sigma female embodies that, always seeking new challenges and experiences.
Man, we've covered so much ground already. This is fascinating stuff.
I know, right? And we're not even done yet.
Oh, there's more we haven't even talked about.
We still need to discuss their unique perspective and their leadership style.
Okay, yeah. Can't leave those out. They sound crucial.
Definitely. We'll dive into those right after this quick break.
And we're back. Still exploring the depths of the Sigma female archetype.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? So much to unpack.
We've talked about their strength, their independence, their unique approach to life.
And we can't forget their commitment to self-development and purposeful living.
Right. But before we wrap up, I feel like there are a couple of things we missed.
You're thinking about those last couple of traits from the videos, right?
Exactly. We've covered about 12 characteristics, but there were 14 total, weren't there?
Good memory. Yes, there are two more that I think are really important to highlight.
Okay, I'm all ears. Lay 'em on me.
First up is their unique perspective. Sigma females see the world a little differently.
Different how? Do they, like, walk around looking through kaleidoscopes or something?
Not quite. It's more about how they appreciate depth and meaning in their experiences.
So they're not just skimming the surface, they're looking for substance.
Precisely. They're drawn to things that spark their curiosity and challenge their intellect.
Give me an example. What kind of stuff would resonate with a Sigma?
Well, they might be captivated by a thought-provoking film or a powerful piece of art.
Ah, okay, something that really makes them think and feel something deeply.
Exactly. Or maybe they get lost in a philosophical discussion that pushes their boundaries.
Makes sense. So it's not about entertainment, it's about engagement.
Yes. And this ties directly into the final characteristic, their leadership style.
Ooh, okay, this should be good. Are they like take charge, posse types?
Actually, it's the opposite. They lead by example, inspiring others through their actions.
So not about barking orders or demanding attention. That's refreshing.
Right. They might quietly solve problems, offer fresh perspectives, mentor others.
And they do all this without needing a pat on the back. That's impressive.
It is. They embody that Stoic principle of focusing on virtue and action, not validation.
Man, we've talked about so much today. I feel like I'm finally starting to understand.
Me too. The Sigma female is a fascinating blend of strength, independence, and purpose.
They're like living proof that you can be successful and fulfilled on your own terms.
Absolutely. They challenge norms, embrace their individuality, and live authentically.
It's inspiring, actually. Makes you want to reevaluate your own life a bit.
I think that's the power of exploring these archetypes. They hold up a mirror.
So as we wrap up, what's the one thing you want listeners to take away from all this?
I'd say it's this. You don't have to fit into a box to live a meaningful life.
Love that. Embrace your uniqueness, trust your instincts, and don't be afraid to be different.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe you'll discover some Sigma traits within yourself.
Ooh, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Makes you want to do some soul searching, doesn't it?
It definitely does. And if this deep dive sparked some thoughts for you,
Be sure to share them in the comments below. We always love hearing from you guys.
and if you're new to True Stoic, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives.
Until next time, keep seeking, keep learning, and keep being your awesome selves.
We'll see you in the next episode.